A few days ago, the governor of New Mexico and her public health secretary banned the public carry of guns, concealed or open, permit or no, in the city of Albuquerque by executive order. This is exactly what we warned about during COVID, as we saw our civil liberties being trampled by executive order with public health emergency as the excuse. And ever since then, gun grabbers have been salivating at the idea of using emergency powers to suspend the Second Amendment. And that's exactly what just happened in New Mexico. And that's why on Saturday, we filed a lawsuit against the governor and her Fauci and asked the court for a temporary restraining order to stop this public health gun ban in its tracks. But we need your help, so please scroll down right now and click the link in the description below to donate to our legal fund so that we can stop this. If this outrageous attack on Second Amendment rights is allowed to continue, what's to stop your governor or your city council from declaring guns a public health emergency and banning public carry in your area too? Make no mistake about it, if they get away with this now, they are coming for all of our gun rights next. So please, get involved today and donate to help us fight this in court. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for the latest updates on this lawsuit and our other lawsuits as well. Now, I found out about this on Friday. I was gearing up for a nice slow weekend, but a friend texted me the news story and we immediately sprang into action. Here's the thing, we've been waiting for this ever since COVID. And not many people know this, but the emergency powers section of state laws and city and county codes of ordinances often will have built in the ability to suspend public carry during an emergency. It's just not something anyone knew about, so it's been a ticking time bomb for gun control. Then we had COVID, and we saw First Amendment rights and civil liberties suspended and trampled on because of the public health emergency. And gun grabbers got a taste of the type of tyranny that's possible when you use that public health excuse and the often tyrannical emergency powers of the executive. You want to know why this is so serious, even if you don't live in New Mexico? Because one of the major legislative advisory groups has model legislation codifying broad executive and legislative powers in the name of safety. These are groups that state lawmakers belong to, and they share ideas for laws. Our political team has been holding its breath, waiting for this type of public health gun ban bill to start showing up in the state legislatures all over the country. And it has begun in New Mexico. Here's the timeline. On the 7th, on Thursday, the governor issued an executive order declaring a statewide emergency over guns. The very next day, at her express orders, her public health secretary, her Fauci, if you will, issued the actual gun ban that says that you cannot carry a gun in Albuquerque or the surrounding county. The next day, Saturday, we filed our lawsuit. We were actually the first gun group to file, and our plaintiff is one of our members who lives in Albuquerque. We are planning to add more Albuquerque residents to this lawsuit, just to emphasize to the courts that this is a major concern and to show that we obviously have the standing to sue over it. We've asked for an immediate temporary restraining order, and given the seriousness of what's happened and the utter outrageousness of this gun ban, we are hoping that the courts will step in and give us a restraining order as soon as today. Now, it goes without saying that Governor Grisham can't do this. This is so wildly unconstitutional that even David Hogg is saying she can't do this. And when David Hogg says it's wrong, you know it's wrong, bless his heart. Now, let's talk for a minute, though, about why it's so messed up. First, you cannot scrap constitutional rights via emergency powers. That's exactly why the founders took up arms. This is the tool famously used by tyrants, by Caesar, by Hitler, by Stalin, etc. And it's exactly why the founders enshrined the Second Amendment in the first place, to protect us from this very thing. The Supreme Court literally said in Heller that the enshrinement of constitutional rights necessarily takes certain policy choices off the table. And last year in Bruin, the Supreme Court also held that you cannot run cost-benefit analyses on the Second Amendment. You cannot regulate gun rights unless the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment says that you can. And you can't do a fake balancing test pitting constitutional rights against so-called public safety concerns. But I want to be very, very clear here. This is not about public safety. Even the governor herself has admitted that. In a press conference discussing this, she was asked point blank if she thought criminals would stop carrying guns. And let me play that question and her answer for you.
Somebody should do something. I'm doing as much as I know to do.
Madam Governor,
Yep.
do you really think that criminals are going to hear this message and not carry a gun in Albuquerque on the streets for 30 days?
No. But here's what I do think. It's a pretty resounding message.
So there you have it. She's not even pretending that this will stop crime. She is trying to suspend the Second Amendment because tyrants hate gun rights, period. And that is why we sued her. And we are asking you to join us in that fight against tyranny today by contributing to our legal fund. Please click that link in the description below and make a generous donation to help us fight this outrageous gun ban in court. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. We will not let freedom die on our watch, so please join us today.